weren't giving me the right price that they wanted. And they're like trying to make me come up with a number, and I just wouldn't budge either. So I felt like I was like in a fight today.
Yeah, did you beat them up or they beat you up? What happened?
um, I don't know. Maybe yeah, I think I got beat up because I end up getting really frustrated with them.
No, it's understandable. Okay, so as for that document, I reached out to the team today to see if they finished finalizing it, but they haven't quite yet. Plus, I think me and TJ still need to answer a couple of questions on there. So next week for sure, stay tuned.
Gotcha.
We'll get that done for you guys. But I think that's a really great topic though, Chung. You know, what's your offer? You called me, Chung. What's your offer?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
You
just like
know,
that.
give me a number. That's not good enough. Did you do your homework? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
those are definitely pretty tough situations for sure.
Hmm.
And there's a couple ways to handle it. So I guess we can definitely role play that situation. TJ, you want to do it? I'll be the buyer. Yeah, I'll be the buyer.
All right.
All right. All right. So I'll just do I don't really know the intro. All right, but ring.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ, this is Allie with the Home Buyers Network. Just giving you a call about that property on Main Street. We're local investors, and I'm just looking to see if you thought about possibly selling that property.
Yeah. How much will you offer me?
That's a good question. I actually don't know yet. That's what I'm trying to find out a little bit about the property and see what you're looking to accomplish. So since we're on the topic of price, did you have a number in mind?
Well, you called me. Shouldn't you have a price already?
Well, this is actually step one out of a 4-step process. My job here is just to see if you're even considering selling. And then from there, we can go into more details and definitely get around to getting you an offer. So what's got you thinking about selling, TJ?
You people call me all the time. I mean, that's pretty much the only reason.
Yeah, I definitely get it. So besides our call, is there any other reason you might consider selling?
You know, me and my wife, our kids are all grown, so we've been thinking about maybe downsizing. So yeah, I mean, it's just now and then we talk about it, but we haven't nailed anything down for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that was it. It's pretty much addressing and redirecting.
Uh,
But I feel like TJ also went kind of late, but okay.
All right. Chung, call
Sean,
me.
yeah, what's your feedback?
what's my view? I pretty much most of that was verbatim until the part where TJ kind of said like he kind of agreed to like start answering a question because I the whole call I was on it was just like nonstop like one of the part TJ said was verbatim was like you called me, what's your number, you know and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm just calling to find, and I kind of repeated some of the stuff you said where it was like I'm trying to find out some information, but they were saying, what's your number, they wouldn't let up with that. So
Okay, well, let's role play it. You be the seller, I'll be the buyer, since you know the situation like a little bit better.
Go, Chung, go.
okay, I'm
Hey,
gonna try to remember it because now I'm nervous. Okay. um
you're the buyer, or you're the seller.
um,
I got you.
The seller got the easy part. You just get to
I
yell back.
I
okay,
get the terms fixed up, but all right, ring.
okay. Hello.
Hey, Chung, this is Allie with the Home Buyers Network. I'm just calling you about that property on Main Street. We're just local investors, and I'm looking to see if you possibly thought about selling that property.
Okay, well, what's your number?
That's a great question. That's honestly what I'm trying to find out. This is pretty much step one of a 4-step process. Right now, I just want to find out a little bit about what's going on with the property and see how we can bring you any value. So with that being said, what has you thinking about selling?
I don't know. I get these calls all the time. You're calling me, so I don't really have it. I don't have a plan to sell, but since you're calling me, what's your number?
Yeah, you're probably getting tons of calls from a whole bunch of knuckleheads. And pretty much what my job is I just want to figure out a little bit about the property. But since we are on price, Chung, what is that number that would get you excited to sell the property?
Well, you come up with a number because you're the one calling me, and I'm not looking to sell, but if you give me an offer, just
Okay, got it. So besides pretty much all the calls you've been getting, there's no other reason at all you'd even think about selling?
no, not at all. Just give me a number.
Got it. Well, pretty much a little bit about what we do. We're typically dealing with two types of homeowners. One who's typically going through some sort of financial distress. They have to sell on a specific timeline, or the property needs a lot of work. But that doesn't sound like you at all, right, Sean?
No, no.
Okay, got it. And it didn't sound like that was you. So on the second hand, we work with people who are really just looking to get the most amount of money for the property, which sounds more like what you actually like or what you're looking for.
Oh, okay. Give me, but I don't. You should know the. Sorry, Alejandro. I'm just messing up because
How you messing up the seller side?
I never got that far in the conversation with the seller because I was so hung up on the price.
Yeah.
Where they're like, I was saying stuff like, oh, do you happen to know what the market valuation is going for around there? And they were like, well, you're calling, you got my number on the list somewhere, you got my name and everything, so shouldn't you know how much the prices of the homes are around the area? They were just being really mean to me.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, like if they're still just really hung up on a price and they're not open to having a conversation at all,
Hmm.
if I'm really like just trying to get a number, I might say, okay, I just pulled the property up on Zillow. Looks like its estimate says it's 268. Is that, like an ideal number you had in mind?
Hmm.
No, I want more than that. Or yeah, I mean, if you can give me 268, great. And then you
Hmm.
can continue the conversation. But most of the time, if people are just stuck on offer, like a broken record on repeat, I would just look to disqualify.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
besides all these calls, are you really interested in selling? Or is there any other reason?
Hmm.
Nope, I'm just getting all these calls, so give me an
Yeah.
offer and it better be good.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, hey, look, if you don't want to sell, I don't want to force you to sell. Sounds like you want to stay in the home, and that's completely fine. And then I just pause there, and typically they'll be like, well, yeah, I'll do that. Or they'll be like, well, if the offer made sense. So
Hmm.
when you do a pullback, like TJ said, one of two things is going to happen. Typically, people want to resist you, right? It's just human nature. You say left, they want to say right. You say tomato, they want to say tomato. So when you go ahead and you say, okay, cool, it sounds like it might be bothering you and I actually don't want to waste your time. Sounds like you're probably not looking to sell this. And that's completely fine.
Hmm.
They're either going to agree with you and say, yeah, you're right. I'm not looking to sell. In which case you can get off the line and say, hey, sorry for bothering you, but do you know anybody else who's looking to sell? You can go through that whole flow. Or the second option, it sounds like you really don't want to sell this. They say, well, actually, I do. It's just I'm tired of these calls or insert something.
Hmm.
So that's initially what's going to happen.
Okay. And someone's being really sarcastic with me too, and they're like, give me 4 million. I'm like, how did you get to that valuation? And they're like, I know that's not how much it's worth, but you're asking me, so I want 4 million for it.
Some guy told me my last call today, he said, I want $15 million. And
Yeah,
I went on to Zillow, and turns out that the property is worth on Zillow $12 million. So he wasn't playing around. I mean, this was real. So it's a good thing to have your realtor.com, Zillow, and all that open, because sometimes these offers are for real and you might think it's a joke. But I really thought this guy was crazy when he said $50 million. And I just, I said, let me just take a look. And I was thinking to myself, it's probably going to say like 200,000. And when I go to Zillow, it's $12 million property, 5 acre in New York City. I was, wow. Yeah.
New York City.
Man, it's gonna be hard to find a buyer for that. But yeah, good job looking at that.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that's pretty much that's how I would do that, Chung. Not everybody wants to sell, and if they're consistently grilling you on price, give me an offer, give me an offer, give me an offer. Sometimes they're just not interested, and it's okay to call that out.
Mm.
Like, hey, it sounds like you might not be interested in selling,
Mhm,
and that's perfectly fine. Just all I ask is that you let me know.
mhm.
So I would try that. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that next going forward.
And depending on the call as well, you can always try the humor tack if it's going in the wrong direction. Try and crack a joke. Say the sellers say, "Well, I would like 5 million for it, and it's only worth 1 million." You might say, "Well, I'll follow up with you then in 2050. It'll probably be worth it then," or some sort of joke. Try it. I mean, it might fail, but if the call's already going south, you could try that. Humor sometimes breaks the downward spiral or the tennis match that we get into sometimes. But it might work. Depends on the call, and the person. It might make them madder and hang up and you're sold. Yeah.
I will say that sometimes they want to sell, but they don't know the price. Also, I had one today that she just didn't know what is the price, but she wanted to sell like a 6 months timeline. So that also happens sometimes. They don't give a price because they don't know.
For sure. That definitely happens sometimes. And usually it's older people. They're like, I don't really know what it's worth. In that case, it's okay for them not to know. I wouldn't be hung up on it in that instance. But I would just go with, okay, in a perfect world, what would you want for it? They're like, well, can I get 1 million? Is it worth 1 million? Probably not. Okay, well, no. So what's a more realistic number? So I'd start there. Most of the time when people say they don't know the price, they're lying. If they've thought about selling, they've thought about a price, what they're going to spend the money on, what they're actually going to get in their pocket. So I would do that. But I do want to hop into some role plays. That was a really good exercise. And I think we should probably dig deeper into extracting price, because that's something that comes up in not only cold calling, but lead manager, acquisitions, all the way through the entire process. So maybe we structure something out more formal for how that process works. But I'm about to get a timer started. We're about to get some role plays. Who wants to go first? All right, by the time I get this timer up, if nobody says me, I'm just gonna pick. Let's see. All right, I got the timer up, and when I close my eyes and pick, Kevin, what's going on, Kevin?
Hey, what's going on? Great.
Nothing much. All right, so we're gonna do 5 minutes on the clock. You got 5 minutes to get through the call. There's gonna be objections. There's gonna be road bumps. Everything you can think of. It's gonna be the hardest call you've ever had today. Now I'm just psyching you out. It shouldn't be that bad. But can I get somebody else on the timer so I can focus?
I got
I said 5.
Okay, there.
you said 6 minutes?
5.
5. All right. Soon as someone says hello, I'm in start.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Ali. This is Kevin with the Local Home Buyers Network. I was calling about the property on 123 Main Street. We're real estate investors. I just wanted to see if you considered possibly selling the property.
Yeah, not right now. Maybe like 2 months down the line. So if you guys could give us a call back then, we could probably talk more.
Okay, that sounds great. We just need a couple of minutes to get a better understanding of the property, so we could get you a more educated offer, and I could go ahead and pass this on to my property specialist. So by the time the 2 months are up, you already have an offer on the table, or you already know what we're willing to pay for the property. Now, what can you tell me about the current condition of the property?
Well, I haven't seen it in probably 2 years, so I'm not sure. It might need everything. I'm assuming it does. I'm just not sure.
All right, you're not sure. You can't give me a rating from scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a brand new home.
No, I just don't know. I don't want to lie to you and tell you something. It probably needs work.
Okay,
Maybe a 5. I don't know.
I totally understand. Now, well, what's the status of the property? Is it currently rented?
No, it's vacant.
It's vacant. How long has it been vacant?
Maybe, geez, 4 months.
Okay, and prior to that?
My mother was living there.
Okay, so the property hasn't been rented. And just to confirm, this is a 4-bedroom, 2 baths, correct?
Yeah, 4 bed, 2. Yeah, and there's a
Alright.
den as well.
There's a den, all right, 1,200 square feet still, correct?
Maybe closer to 15, but if you're seeing 12, I'd go with that.
All right, perfect. Now, is there anything else you think we should know about the property?
It's not much I can tell you. We're just hoping to, get as much as we can out of the property. And then just go from there, ideally.
All right, let me ask you this, Ali, what has you thinking about possibly selling?
Well, it's not possibly, we do have to sell it.
Well-
It's just, I'm sorry, go ahead, I cut you off.
No, yes, I was just acknowledging what you said, but what has you thinking about selling? If you're definitely selling, what's the reason?
Yeah, so this is just an extra property that my mom had, and she's moved on, so we want to sell it.
All right, prior to this call, how long have you been thinking about selling?
I mean, I knew the day was going to come, because we can't keep the property, so maybe 4 months, or
Okay,
yeah, about 4 months.
month for months. All right, and let's just say we agreed on the price. We can close as quickly or as slowly as you like. With that being said, what time frame works best for you?
2 months, like I mentioned earlier. We're just trying to get some things out of there and sort through that. That's been kind of hard, so we'll deal with that. But yeah, 2 months.
Okay, 2 months works best for you. Perfect. And did you have a price in mind for the property in its current condition?
We're hoping to get as much as we can. I think there were some properties my brother told me that sold for 230. So considering if we can get this done, and you guys pay like the closing costs, right? We don't have to pay that.
Yeah, we cover all closing fees. You don't have to worry about any attorney fees, and you don't have to worry about cleaning up the property or anything. We can handle everything for you. If we agree on anything.
Okay, well, 200 should be
200,
good.
200 as is. Is there any wiggle room with that price?
I don't think so. They're pretty set on what they want to make and like walk away with. I'm just trying to, you know, be
Time.
the middle.
Time.
Oh, time flew. I know you said the mom died, and I just kept going and should have, acknowledged that. Sorry for your loss, but
Yeah, I tried to hide a little bit, mom, she moved on, What does that mean? Like she
The
moved in with
Florida?
you or
You go to
know?
Florida? How's the
Yeah.
weather down there?
did she find a new property yet?
Yeah. So that would have been a good thing to dig on, like, okay, you haven't seen this property in a year. I thought you were getting there. You were like, okay, it's been vacant for how long? 4 months. Who lived there before? My mom. Who or what's going on there? No, she moved on. Okay. When you say move on, what do you mean? Oh, she passed away. It's inherited property. Also, super big hint. I kept dropping we. So even if you didn't get the mom died part, we, when somebody keeps saying we, them, they, us, who, okay, who's we? Oh, well, me and my siblings. Oh, you and your siblings. Oh, okay, you guys bought this house together? No, my mom died. There's different ways to get to that point, digging on small little threads or pulling on small little threads or little nuggets. It's pretty much all I got because I was trying to stay in the role play. But TJ, Graham, Cody, what you guys got?
Good intro. Sounded really solid. You got your point across. I liked it. One of the best things I liked about the whole call was at the beginning, she's trying to shut you down and get off the phone. She's like, yeah, I need to call back. And you stuck in there. You said, hey, I just need a few minutes, and you redirected it into a question, and you got the ball rolling. That's correct. Good job. Because just because you got a hold of her this time doesn't mean we're going to get a hold of her in 2 months from now. And so getting that information now is very good. That's going to help us out a lot. And that's great. You did that. You had good rapport. Some of the things that, you could have followed up on are a little more lead management stuff, digging into that motivation, like, about the mom dying. But overall, you had good rapport. You're going through the questions. I think you got everything. I think you got motivation, price, timeline, all those things. Well, what's I can speak, all that stuff. So I think you had everything, that a cold call should have. So I think you hit all the boxes pretty good, man. Good job.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, the feedback I had is similar to what Ali's already said. So I'll just kind of touch on it again because it bears repeating sometimes. So just jump into those things when somebody gives you something to dig into and get into a motivation. Don't dance around it. Just kind of get right into it. Like when you jumped into getting into condition, hey, what can you tell me about the condition of the house? So just go. You eventually got to what's got you into thinking about possibly selling. And that's when she said, well, it's not possible. We got to. So that's when you really get the good info. And yeah, that's my feedback.
Very good. I give similar feedback, Kevin. You did a good job. Just a question for you. What personality type do you think she was, the seller?
Red.
Red. What makes you think she was red?
Oh, she was, adamant about selling. But no, she was, conversable.
I thought she was. Yeah, I thought she was almost asking for a conversation, and I think he missed a few chances to make it more conversational. I think the personality type, at least I may be entirely wrong, but I think if you had pulled on one of those little threads we're talking about all the time, she would have opened up, especially if you offered empathy, your own feedback, which you're right, you should always acknowledge, especially if there's a situation, and especially if it's your mother as well. I mean, usually that's the closest relationship we humans have, and it was only 4 months ago. So you could have said, wow, that sure sounds painful. I'm sorry for your loss, you know? And she might well have opened up with the personality type that Ali was portraying. I don't think she was red. I think she was very sad at the beginning, you know? And that's just my feelings on it. But yeah, you know, we're all learning, and what do others think on the personality type? I mean, I felt she was like a yellow.
Okay.
Are you going to say something, Cody?
No, I had to cough.
Oh, you had to cough. Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
when I did it, I didn't have a color in mind. So to be fair,
I just
But-
felt that you started low, your energy was low, and you're in character, you know, with what you've been going through. More questions on the family. Are you the executor of the estate? You know, do you have the authority? If we could sell today, if we made you an offer today, could you sign the documents, or do you need your siblings? You know.
great points. Okay, great job, Kevin. All right, it's always hard going first. Kudos, kudos. All right. Who is next? I got my eye on a couple of people, but I want to see who's going to volunteer. 5, 4.
Somebody volunteer has never done it. I'm looking at Catherine, Ali. I don't know Catherine. Hi, Catherine.
Catherine.
Hi,
Hey, welcome to the call. Have you been on a call before?
this is the first time.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, welcome and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Can I pick on you and make and you have a go? Would you be?
Have you already started with us, Catherine, or
No,
like, is
it's
this-
today. Today's my first time, so I'm just everything's new for me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Be
All right.
kind.
Yeah.
I'm one that picks on people, you know.
All right. I got my eye on a handsome fellow named Chung. He looked up confused. Yeah.
I didn't think I had to go twice today.
What? You were the seller. What do you mean go twice?
Oh yeah, I was a seller. Okay.
All right. All right. 5
right.
minutes on the clock. Take the
Uh-huh.
call as far as you can.
Okay.
Ideally, yeah.
All right. Ring ring.
Hello?
Is this Alondra? Alondra, this is Liam. I'm a local home. Sorry. Can I start over?
What? Can you start
Sorry,
over?
sorry.
You called my phone and you want to start it. What is this? Who are you? Why are you calling?
I messed up my intros.
All right, there are no
okay.
redos. All right,
Wait,
go ahead.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey Alondra, this is Liam. I'm a local home buyer. I'm calling about your property on Main Street. Are you open to selling it by any chance?
Yeah, I'm open to selling it. What do you got for me?
Okay. What's actually looking to sell?
Why does that matter? Do you guys have a price in mind?
Yeah. I'm trying to see if you're interested in selling before I delve deeper into the price. Do you have?
Yeah, I said yes. I'm looking to sell. So obviously you haven't done your homework. Let me do it for you. All right, the ARV on this property, after it's all fixed up, you can sell it for $300,000. Right now, we're probably $50,000 from finishing the work. So if we're able to get it off of our hands, we are probably looking to sell it for $200,000.
Okay, cool. Is there any wiggle room on that price?
Look, no, it's 200,000.
Gotcha. Coming to that valuation, did you do any renovations on the property to get it up to that price?
Yeah, I am not an amateur. Obviously, I'm an investor as well.
Mhm.
So I pulled the comps in the area, and that's how I got the price. So I know what I'm asking for is a good price.
Gotcha. Did you happen to do any renovations on the property, like on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you say your property is?
A
With 10
scale of
being
1 to 10.
with 10 being like a new property.
We just bought it from auction a couple of months ago. And me and my husband started doing some of the work. It's like 50,000 away, like I said. You just need to put in the kitchen. We already bought the cabinets. You need to finish the flooring. You need to paint. Put in the toilets for the bathroom. Pretty simple stuff.
Gotcha. And do you sorry, and is there a mortgage on the property? If you don't mind me asking.
The mortgage, I don't see why it matters. But we did buy this with hard money. So another reason we kind of gotta speed the process up on trying to get it sold.
Oh, I see. And that's why. Why do you need to speed up to get it to sell? Oh, sorry. Because of your hard money. But is there a reason why you're trying to get rid of the property after buying it with hard money?
Well, I mean, obviously in an ideal world, we were supposed to finish the project, list it on the market and make money. But since the contractor ran off with the money,
Mhm.
now we just need to sell it,
Gotcha. So you're stuck with it now. With their hard money now. They're trying to get rid of. Okay. So I'm guessing that's a pretty quick timeline then to try to get it to close.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, as soon as possible, so we can just get it off of our plate. This one just, I don't know, it took a turn for the worse.
Oh, I see.
So, if you guys can offer us like 200,000, it's good as gone.
Okay.
And you can have the kitchen cabinets, the toilets, you just have to install it, but we'll leave that for free.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. Awesome. I'm gonna send this to my property specialist to take a look at it. And is there a best time to call you back?
If they can call me back in the next 10 minutes, I'm free. Other than that, they'll probably have to catch me sometime tomorrow.
Okay. Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, bye. How much time was left on the clock?
1 minute and 10 seconds.
Ooh, speed run.
I got kind of fumbled. Like I missed out on a bunch of information. Like, was it vacant? Are you staying there? Or
Well, you got to use some of the context clues, right? This
mhm,
person's getting irritated, right, by the simple questions.
mhm,
So it was supposed to be a fix and flip. We know that. They were
mhm,
renovating it. So nobody's living in there. There's no toilet installed. Who's paying
mhm,
rent? Not me, right? No kitchen cabinets. Also with hard money, you're not renting that out usually because it's a high interest rate.
mhm.
So you kind of can fill in that blank and assume that. But I had to do it. All right. You
Yeah.
obviously knew you were going to get the price objection.
Yeah. I stumbled because I was like, oh crap. Especially one of the parts when I was like, oh great, what's got you looking to sell? And then you said that's none of your business or something along the lines of that. And I kind of because I've had that happen to me before, where some seller has said none of your business.
Yeah. And I think that's why they changed it in the script. So I think like as soon as you guys do your intro, the next place you go is condition. And then I think you go to motivation. And you do that for a reason. So you can try to avoid that objection because you're further into the call. And
Mhm,
most of the people who are just going to be like, who are going to be non-receptive to answer that, they're going to be weeded out towards the beginning.
mhm.
I think that's why Shaw did it. But who else has some feedback? Mary Ellen, you got something? TJ, got something? I will be back in like 2 minutes.
Oh, we can wing it for 2 minutes for sure. Chung, good job, man. She was throwing a lot of heavy weight at you, and you just kept answering. And the ums and ahs, they're gonna go away. Every time I hear you talk, man, you're getting more and more smoother. So just keep doing what you're doing. You had some great questions you were asking. You're following some lines there. That was great. The more you do this, the more it gets easier. Those if you notice that she came off really hot
I did.
in that red seller, and then after a little while, she calmed down with you. And that's just if you can get through the first few minutes with a red seller, you can stay on for quite a while. They'll talk to you because they're just mad at the beginning, and then they usually calm down. They can't stay mad forever. And so if you can just stay calm and keep talking and just asking questions that don't irritate them, you're going to keep them calm, and you can get through the call. I think you did a good job, man. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Hey, Chuck. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious because that came out and it can come out where a seller says that's none of your business. How would you respond if they say that?
I would probably like, oh, sorry about that, and try to redirect it some way before coming back to it like later after they're not so mad or angry anymore. I guess. Off the top.
I don't really like to say sorry to a red seller. It just make him even angrier usually.
Mhm.
But what I might say is, well, the more we know about the property, the more we can help you. So price is an important factor in buying a house. Mr. Seller, when you bought this house, did you have a price? Did the seller have a price for you?
Mhm.
I mean, and usually the answer is yeah, yes. You know, they have a price. So we're the buyer, and so we want to know how much the property, what the asking price is. When I go to the shops, they always have prices on the goods. We don't have to guess. So, you know, I mean, obviously you wouldn't say that, but you might use illustrations like that to help them, you know, why you've asked that question.
Gotcha.
Awesome. I didn't hear the feedback at all. Shot put that 100 in the chat, so I know it was good. All right. So really good job there.
All I said was about, you know, you brought up if a seller said it's none of your business. If there's any, if they say that's on anything, you know, price or timeline or anything, I just said the more we understand about your situation, the more we can help. And if it's on price, you can revert them back to when they bought their house. Was there a price that the seller was asking? So
I agree. Nice. 100, well deserved, Graham. So, Chung, awesome. Appreciate you stepping out here, putting yourself out in front of like 30 people. I know that's pretty difficult, but it is going to make you better. It is going to make you grow. So, who wants to grow next? Or do I have to, you know, imaginarily like pick on the screen? Man, tough crowd tonight. You guys are killing me. Let's see.
Hey guys, we want to remind you that we're here for you. You know, we say this a lot, but we're here to help everybody grow and learn. And the only way to do that is to step out of the boat, as my partner Graham frequently says, and get out here and do these role plays. You know, Kevin went last time too, and Chung went last time too. You know, they're getting better. You can see them getting better. It works. That's some social proofing for you. This is a safe space in here. Nobody's gonna make fun of you or say anything bad about you, call you out your name or anything like that. We're here to practice and learn. We can't get better and look good at the same time. Okay, I see Jose's got his hand raised. If he's gonna go, he always goes too. So I want some new people. We want you too, Jose. If nobody else is gonna go,
I can go.
Okay, we want. There you go, Fadi.
Yes.
good job. Yay.
Body.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Hey, you're new.
Hi. Yes,
Or is
it's my
this just my
second time.
first time? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday I was here.
All right.
Awesome.
I
Returning
love that,
customer.
Paddy. Yes, great job. Yeah.
I love
All
it.
right.
Mhm.
Well,
Before we start, I have a question, please. I just want to ask, like, what's the goal of the call? Like, what are we trying to get into? Like, are we really need to dig in the motivation part? So I need to stress on the part, like, why are you selling the property? Like, how fast do you want to get it done? So what's the main thing that I should stress on? That information that I need to get out of him, of the seller.
yeah. So it's going to be the 4 pillars plus occupancy, if you can get that. Or if it's just like a fill in the blank, then, or like if you
What
can use context to figure it out.
I what are the 4 pillars?
Yeah, they are motivation, timeline, condition, price. There we go.
Price. Oh, okay. I've written them down already. All right.
Well, then why'd you ask? Just trying to put me on the spot?
I'm checking out.
Okay.
All right.
No worries. So I want to be a spectator and actually take some notes. So who wants to be a seller? Just
I'll do
make
it.
sure you have a scenario. All right, Cody, let's go. 5 minutes on the clock. Take the call as far as you can.
You threw that have to have a scenario in after the fact, but that's okay. I'll make something up.
Be easy, please.
Let's go. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. Oh, Fadi, for these role plays, it starts
Yes.
off the caller is you, so you start off with the ring. And the
Oh, all right.
Okay, and the ARV, the value of the property is 300,000, and I will be a motivated seller. So if you're asking the right questions, I will open up and start giving you the 4 pillars. It's not going to be a lay down. I'm not going to just give it to you. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Ring.
Hello,
Hello, Cody. How are you doing today, man?
man. I'm fine. What can I do for you? What do you need?
This is Frank, and we are investors, and we're looking at the properties in the area. I think that we're really interested in your property. I'm just reaching out to see if you have ever considered selling it before.
Yeah, man. I mean, of course, it's for sale. You know what I mean? I still got to get the right price. You guys are crazy calling me like this, trying to get this house like that, man. Yeah. What I mean?
Yeah, I definitely understand that. All right. So in order for us to give you like a price, I just need to know how's the condition of the property. Like, how would you rate the condition of the property?
I mean, it's in decent shape. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I haven't had any money to do anything to fix it up or anything, but it's fine. It's decent. You know. I mean, what's your offer on this place, man? I really gotta go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand you're busy. I don't want to waste your time. I just want to get through all the information to get it to my specialist, so he can run some numbers and give you the offer. All right. So the condition of the property, actually, it needs some work. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. You said the condition it needs some work. Like, do you have tenants in there, or what's the occupancy there? Is it vacant?
We're still staying in it for now.
Uh-huh. All right. Gotcha, man. Okay. By the way, like you seem like very interested in selling. I want to know if there is like a certain reason that you consider selling it. Maybe you're trying to downsize or looking to buy or invest in another property.
You're wrong there, man. I don't want to sell. I have to sell, but it is what it is.
Uh-huh. All right. I understand that. And how much are you considering selling it for? And that tight deadline. I see you want to sell it as soon as possible, right?
Yeah, so sell it for what it's worth. I mean, let's start at 300,000. Start the bidding at 300,000. I guess that's what they'll probably do.
And what's the wiggle room for that?
Well, there ain't much wiggle room on that, man. I mean, that's what I need to get this thing paid.
Uh-huh. All right. Sounds great. I also need to know like if there's any mortgage on it or like it's paid off.
Yeah, I wish it was paid off, man. I don't know. That's how we got in this situation. No, it's still a mortgage.
Oh, really? I see. It seems like a tough situation in there. All right, that's not a problem. I like that would be all. Thank you for your time.
Oh wait, are you gonna buy the house? Are you guys gonna give me an offer?
Yes, of course. I will give this information to my specialist. As I mentioned earlier in this call, he will run some numbers real quick, depending on the condition of the property, the situation of everything. So, and then we'll call you back with an offer.
Well, are they gonna give me a call back before Friday? Because if not, they might as well just go to the courthouse to try to buy it along with everybody else.
Oh, all right. I see. What's the situation with the courthouse?
I don't know. That's where this letter they said it's going to be sold at. So I don't know.
Uh-huh. All right. I see. All right. When can we call you back?
Anytime before Friday, hopefully with an offer, so I can get not lose my money in this thing, man. Thank you.
Awesome. Trying to get it done as soon as possible, man. Appreciate it. Have a blessed day.
All right. Let's go. Oh no, you're good. Damn, man. Good job.
I think I screwed something up, but I don't know what it is.
We always screw something up, and we're gonna tell you what it is, but it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that part.
Yeah,
That's why we're all here. We're all here listening. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Really good, man. So look you're right on. So let me hear your feedback on you. What do you think you messed up? What do you think you did well? What do you think you messed up with?
Well, I didn't know like why like you were really willing to sell the property for as soon as possible. Like I didn't know the courthouse thing. You know, not familiar with that thing. I can stress more on the reason for selling, the motivation.
Yeah, that's great that you have that instinct and you're thinking that. So that's just purely there's knowledge and education part of our job of us being competent, knowing our industry, and there's practice doing these things. So you'll never get either one of them if you don't step out there and do that. So
Right.
it popped up there in the chat. My motivation was foreclosure. So that's what's going on with that's why there's a lot of hints in there. You didn't know to pick up those hints and read between the lines because you just didn't know yet. And that's fine. Now you know. And
Yeah,
there's a lot more to it too. It's just the tip of the iceberg. So
yeah, of course.
so I dropped a lot of hints in there about the letter and the courthouse steps, and I said I don't want to sell, I have to sell, and things like that. So that's what that was about, right?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. And in that vein, I'll leave it open to some others for some feedback. Jump into motivation right away. So when people say, it's for sale, or yeah, give me an offer, I need to sell it, or whatever it was I said in the beginning of the call. Jump into, hey, what's got you thinking about possibly selling? What's why are we talking right now? Not that loud, but just what's got you thinking about possibly selling?
All right. So what do you suggest I should ask?
Just exactly that. What's got you thinking about possibly selling? Just that.
All right.
And then see what they say and go off of there.
All right. Gotcha.
Okay?
Gotcha.
Good job. Good job doing the role play.
Thank you.
Brother. Good.
Buddy, good job, man.
Thank you.
One of the biggest things that popped in my ear was your speed. You were probably twice the speed of Cody. Cody would talk about this speed, and you were talking really fast. As fast as you can, you make those questions go quick. Slow it down, my man.
Okay.
Slow it down. Try to match the tempo of the other person.
All right.
So if Cody's talking slow, you try to slow it down with him. You don't have to get exactly the same speed, but the closer the better. It makes the other person feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
When you're trying to go fast, they feel rushed. Sometimes that makes them feel uncomfortable, and you want to make it as calming as you can.
Yeah. All right.
So just try to match that speed as best you can. I know you're nervous. I know there's a lot of people watching you, so I totally get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be one thing, is just try to keep it a little calmer. One other thing was, you would ask a question sometimes, and then you would ask 2 or 3 more before he answered the first one. So what's going to happen when you do that is they're only going to answer the last question you asked. So I think one of them was about occupancy, who is it vacant? Is someone living there? Are you living there? Just go with one question, see what they say, and then respond off of that. So they say, hey, is it who's living in the property right now? If he says you, okay, great. And then you go into your next question. But other than that, man, you sounded good. You had a crisp voice. I like it. Just slow it down a little bit and you'll be fine. You're doing good, bud.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well done for stepping up. It is an important ingredient in a calls, and that's empathy. You say, even though you don't know much about foreclosure, you knew something was going on, and one of your responses was no problem. Well, it's a huge problem actually, and we're here to solve that problem. So be careful of saying no problem as a response, because they would hang up, or you bring them to tears or something. They're about to lose their house. So never say no problem to any situation, especially if they say they have to sell their house. So I would write that down. That's a really big red flag. So if they say they have to sell their house, make sure that you turn the empathy on and find out what's going on. So important, else you'll never get a sale, right? Yeah. All right.
Gotcha.
Nice. Good feedback. All right. I really just want to touch on like 1 or 2 things. Mary Ellen, did you have something or no?
I mean, everyone pretty much said everything I was going to say. Fadi, I just want to say, I think I really like how you sound really confident. I mean, to me, you didn't sound nervous, besides the fact that you talk kind of fast and you were asking a lot of double questions, but I think that just comes with practice. And but still, you sounded very confident, which I think is important. So I think you did a pretty good job.
Thank you. By the way, regarding the double questions, they are related. I know this tip. I use it a lot. I don't ask like double questions. I don't ask like two different topics at the same time. So I don't ask like if there's mortgage, and I don't ask like if it's vacant at the same time. So I ask like if it's vacant, then I ask like who's staying there. So it's the same question probably. So that's the thing with it. Regarding the speed and the tempo, that's how I used to do it. Because I do a lot of cold callings. And people hang up really fast, so we just need to like get them interested as soon as possible. So that's it. Yep, that's my defense.
Got you.
Hey,
It's not an
Claudia,
assault, so no need to defend.
I'm sorry, I stepped on you.
Go ahead.
I do want to acknowledge that too, that you even said defense. It's not, any of the feedback we give you, it's not an attack, and it's not saying that you're wrong either. What we're talking about, the feedback that we're giving is for techniques and approaches that we have found that have worked, and we are always open to other approaches and techniques that work as well, and different things work for different people. So you don't have to defend the speed at which you talk for cold calling. It's none of that. You don't have to do anything. We get it. So so I just wanted it out there, leave that space that we're not.
Yeah.
This is definitely not an attack on you or a criticism of you or anything. It's just
Gotcha,
the
man.
techniques. That's all. So that's.
I just want to mention that my neighbor Ra has his hand up for a while. I just wanted to
I
mention.
think that's for he wants to do a role play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to finish getting to the feedback, but there's some stuff in that call that's like, man, I really want to go on like a long 10-minute rant, but I can't do it out of respect for Ra. So first off, since like you haven't even hit the phones, first off, you have experience. I really like your tone. You sound really confident, really comfortable on the phone. The next thing, Shad absolutely hates it. I'm on the fence about it still. How are you doing today? Come on, we know you don't really care. If they told you my day is horrible, my dog just died, somebody ran over my leg in the grocery store, then what? So I think just getting to the point, a lot of people will respect that. Unless it's like an old lady who literally asks like, hey, hon, how are you? Then it's fine. But in most cases, I wouldn't even worry about how are you doing. Next thing, you did a lot of assuming. I think Cody, even on the call, he was like, hey, you're assuming. I don't know. No, that's not what's going on. Assuming is good to use at some points, but not throughout the whole call. Assuming and painting your own situation or scenario onto the person. Also, it was one thing you were so close to doing so well is sometimes you don't have to ask, hey, what has you thinking about selling, to get motivation. This guy said, I don't have any money to do anything in it. And you came back and you circled to this. You're like, you asked him about, okay, what's going on with the repairs and then you filtered it with another question. You could have just said, hey, you mentioned that you don't have any money to do anything yet. What do you mean by that? And let him fill in that space versus saying, and I don't remember what you said, but you saying, you said the property needs repairs. Was it a bad investment? Did your mom die? Are you going through a divorce? Are bad tenants? Which one is it? Let them fill that space. And I think that would have been perfect. And you would have gotten to the motivation.
All right.
Last thing. He also mentioned like, hey, that 300,000, that's what I need to get it paid. Got it. So with that 300,000, how'd you come up with that? Or mirror, you that's what you need? What do you mean? And I think he would have explored more of that motivation without saying, hey, what's got you think about selling? Don't always have to say it, guys. Don't.
Isn't it like pretty much sensitive to ask him such a question? Like if he said he doesn't have any money for that, then I ask him like, why don't you have all that money? So
well,
I think
when you put it like that, yeah, you might get hung up on. That's like asking, why you broke? Come on, bro, you can't afford Starbucks, you broke. That doesn't come off well.
Yeah.
But if you just mirror it and say, you don't have any money, what do you mean? Well, I ain't got $30,000. $30,000. That's a lot of money. You know, it's how you say it. It's not always, what you say, but how you say it.
I understand. Understood.
Please don't call anybody broke when we listen to your call calibrations. Okay.
Don't worry about that.
All right. So that's all I got. We're gonna try to get one more in, buzzer beater, raw. Who has a good seller situation?
I can
Alright,
do it.
Arrow?
Yeah, I can do it if you like.
All right, Graham, it has to make sense, okay?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. All right. TJ got us on the timer and starts when you're ready, Rob.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Graham, how you doing, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Who's this?
Yeah, my name is Ra 2. I'm just calling you in reference to that property you have on 123 Main Street. Are you looking to get an offer on that?
Yeah, go ahead and give me one. Yeah, what price do you have in mind?
Well, this call is going to take maybe about 5 to 7 minutes. I just want to make sure you've got some time to be able to ask you a couple of questions. Is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Beautiful, man. So let me ask you, Graham, what's got you interested in selling?
Well, I don't need to own it anymore. We don't live there, and yeah, we just need to sell it, really.
Okay. So you don't own it and you don't live there anymore. So that is it safe to say that is it a pretty good distance from you, the property?
It's about 5 miles away, so not too far away.
Got you, got you. And has it been vacant or do you have like
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
vacant. Yeah.
Got you, got you. How long did you guys move? How long has it been?
It's been a little over a year now.
Okay, okay. What made you guys move, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, we had a fire.
You had a
Yeah,
fire in the house?
yeah, it was a fire.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Was everybody okay?
yeah, we got ours.
Oh my goodness. Did anybody get hurt
No,
in the
no,
fire? Was anybody
fortunately
hurt?
not. We were out at the time, came back, and the fire brigade had already turned up, and yeah, it was quite a
Gotcha,
shock.
gotcha, gotcha. Well, thank God, Graham, that nobody got hurt. I mean, at the end of the day, you can always get another house, but you can't get another life, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's really true. Yeah, I appreciate it.
um, so let me ask you, Graham, how bad was the fire? Did it, yeah,
Well, it's still standing, put it that way. I mean, it did go through the roof, around the garage area of the
gotcha,
house. Yeah,
gotcha. All right. So is it safe to say that we kind of, I mean, is it repairable in a way, or would we have to
I would think so. Yeah, I mean, we landed a man on the moon. I think they can fix the house.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. The reason why, because I had a seller that also had an issue with fire damage, and at the time when we saw it, or actually at the time when he told me, he said it was repairable, but then unfortunately it had some foundation issues, and we had to kind of just blow it down, or not blow it down, but take it away, and build a new property there. So I just wanted to make sure that
yeah.
if it's buildable, it's great. Or if we can build on it. What do you think we'd have to kind of put into it to kind of build it back up?
I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to get an inspector or something, So that's
Gotcha.
why we haven't listed it with the realtor. The realtor's not interested, in
Ooh,
listing a
okay.
fire. House has had a fire, and it's as you can probably see from Zillow. I mean, it's a 2010. It was built in 2010, so it's only 14 years old. So
Wow. It's fairly new, for sure.
I would say
Um,
so. Yeah, 14 years.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So let me ask you this. Um, what would you think would be something adequate where you can, because I know it's been about a year. I know you guys probably are not really interested in fixing it up, what would be like a walkaway price for you guys? Will you be a little bit content, or at least content with what the sale would be?
I don't know. I mean, the market dictates the prices, so I mean, if you're willing to take on the project, we'll listen to any offers that we receive. I mean, it looks like we can only sell it to investors.
Yeah.
So have you dealt with fire damaged property before?
Yeah. Like I said, I dealt with a person that had an issue with fire, and we were able to take care of them. So pretty
Okay,
sure I can take care of you on this. Um,
great, right.
but do you know how much you want to walk away with at all? Like, how much money do you want in your pocket?
Time.
Damn, I didn't feel like it was that long, man. I swear.
It's 5 on this one, man. It's 5.
Yeah.
You get that extra minute when you do the octagon. We take it
Oh.
away. We take it away over here.
I just have one thing to say real quick, Ra. You should work at a radio station. You got a smooth voice, man. Let me tell you. Smooth.
Yeah, I loved it. And what I loved particularly, Ra, and you felt it. I was gonna do my best to try and hide what happened, but your tone and the way, your level of your tone, your volume, and then you paused and you waited for it. Perfect. I loved it. So many jump in too soon and they miss that motivation. So how do you feel it went?
I tell you, getting on these calls in front of people, it always makes me nervous. I mean, those of you that saw me on the octagon, man, I mean, a lot of people said, "Oh man, you did all right." I mean, I had a plan, and once that plan didn't execute, everything just went out the window. So, I mean, I do a lot of this to try to get this fear out of me. So anybody that comes up here and does role plays in front of people, I commend them. But all in all, I just try to become the seller. Like, I really tried to live through you. I tried to be Graham,
Yeah.
and I think that's really important when you can level up to somebody. This person's not an actual object. They're going through some issues. They're going through some problems.
Yeah,
And if I
that came through very, very well. The empathy was very good. One thing I was really curious about is why you didn't ask me about insurance and
yeah,
why it's been a year.
yeah, that's right.
The year was the clue. That little thread I talk about pulling. Why has it been a year?
Right.
I mean, you had a fire and you got a practically new build. It's not a new build, but that would have pulled more information out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my feedback too. What everybody said. I mean, Raw, you're smooth like butter, baby. I mean, I love it.
Hell yeah.
DJ is 100%. That was my feedback. What Graham just said about that would have made this call a lot smoother and more productive for you. You were doing great with the pause, with the level of empathy, everything, the pauses, and then you jumped right into, hey, what would be a walkaway number for you? And at that point, it got a little bit awkward, the conversation, because it was a little too soon, because you jumped over the insurance part and all that and what had happened in the interim to get us to this point. So if you had jumped, dug into that and continued down that track, it would have put a nice bow on this. And that you just practice. Sometimes you miss stuff like that too, but that would have made it that much better. But great job, brother. I mean, you sound great on there. It's a great way and manner and tone and everything, man.
Yeah, and just as a seller, the pain point was the insurance. I mean, I lost my house in a fire, and the insurance didn't pay out, right? So that's a pain point, and we must try and hit the pain points.
Definitely. Yeah, I missed that for sure. Thank you. I'm glad I did this. Yeah.
It's all good, brother. That's why we're here. It's no big deal. It's easy to miss. Really good job, man. I'm impressed.
I would
Thank you.
say tonight was an absolute success. We got through a lot of role plays. I think we got through like 4.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, time management. All right. So that's all we have for tonight. We are slightly over, But I appreciate all the people who, stepped out and actually did the role plays. I know I put you on the spot, but I really do appreciate it. You guys like participating and talking in the chat and unmuting. It really does make this more special when we're all collaborating and talking together. But that's it for tonight. Follow us on all the stuff we have, right? Facebook group, YouTube. Download the scripts if you want them. Objections coming soon. Me and TJ are going to finish that tomorrow. If you want to sign up for No Excuses Program 2.0, talk to Diana or LV. If you want to get started on making some calls completely free, we have that available for you. But other than that, I don't have anything for you guys. Tomorrow night, we have the man with the plan, Coach K, and we have Graham Thread Norris tomorrow. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm sure they're going to come up with something awesome for you guys. So come back tomorrow. We'll all hang out. And if there's no questions, I will see you guys tomorrow.
Good night.
All right, good night, everyone.
Have a good evening. Very, very productive. Very nice today. Thank you.
Right on.
Thank you to everyone.